Hello everyone, today is the 15th of July 2021. We are into the last trading day of the week. So in this video, we are going to run you through our 5 most focused markets. So we have the Euro against the US dollar, the gold, Nasdaq, US oil, and Bitcoin. Now before we begin, I just want to quickly share with you a piece of news. Alright, Powell says achieving substantial further progress a way off. Basically, he's saying that the US economic recovery still hasn't progressed enough to begin scaling back the central bank's massive monthly asset purchases, while adding inflation is likely to stay high in coming months before moderating. So basically what we can expect from this is that the Federal Reserve will still continue with the easy money, with the hot money, and which is why you see that right after this the stock market rebound. So with that in mind, let's come and take a look at the dollar index. Alright, so in the daily time frame, we are still seeing a resistance right at the top of this symmetrical triangle. Although there's upwards channel forming right here, and there's also some strong buying right whenever it pulls back. But we want to take note that it is right now at the high of a range. Rejection is still pretty strong, and if the price were to break out of this channel and eventually create a new low, it might start to pull back a little bit and eventually goes down lower and to retest the levels at the bottom. So for the dollar itself, as long as it is still resisted within this area at the top of this symmetrical triangle, as long as it doesn't break above and close right above strongly, then we will still continue to look for selling opportunity for the dollar. Alright, so moving on, let's take a look at the euro against the US dollar. Alright, so similarly, the euro against US dollar has found support at the bottom of the entire range, or a symmetrical triangle. We are still seeing strong rebound from the bottom. Alright, there's buyer yesterday pushing the price higher, but it kind of lost momentum throughout the US session. In any case, there wasn't any sellers, and today the price has started to move higher again. Right now, the price is actually trading within this falling channel, and just a little bit more, if let's say today the price is able to break higher and break out of this channel, then we will be able to see more upside eventually. So if let's say price breaks above, all we need to do is wait for the pullback. I think this level will be pretty good, and then we can look for a buying opportunity. But in any case, because right now it is still underneath or reading the channel, and the highs are getting lower, lows are still getting lower, we are in a conflict, because in the bigger time frame, the price is trading at the bottom of the entire range, but however it is still within a falling channel, and highs and lows are getting lower. So there's a conflict in terms of the current trend right now. But in any case, we are still seeing buyers coming in. So for today, so we are seeing that there are actually some demand right here. We already see the price rebounded off as it pulls back into this region. So at least we have some sort of higher highs and lows, within the 1 hourly time frame. And so therefore, if let's say the price is able to pull back again and retest this area, this entire area itself is pretty important. So now that the price is able to stand on top of it again, I think we can just simply wait for the pullback into this area 1.1820, and we can look for a buying opportunity. And I think I just want to just try to plot the chart again a little bit. Right here you can see that this trend line itself was broken, came all the way down, slightly a fake breakout of the previous low, and a strong rebound upwards. So I think this is a pretty strong sign that the selling has started to went off and the buyers has already came in. So in any case, I think the trading plan will still be pretty much the same. We'll be looking to buy within this area, 1.1820. But I mean, to be honest, we don't want to set a stop loss too much because if we are bullish on this, and the pullback usually won't be that much as well. So in that case, I think stop loss just right below this entire range itself, about 1.1800. And the first target, of course, coming back to this area, Now you can see that there's actually some resistance. This level itself obviously is where the price, the breakout here, and therefore there are demands. So this will be the very first level we're taking off, somewhere 1.1845. And should the price goes higher and breaks higher, our main target, right, will be back to this level, 1.1880. Alright, very strong resistance, needless to explain. But our final target, as it goes higher, right, will be back to this level, about 1.1920. So this is the final level we'll be looking at, right? So just remember the final, the main target is here, but we have a final target right at the top here. Alright, so that is the trading plan for the Euro US dollar. Alright, moving on, we have the gold. So the gold yesterday has finally broke out of this range. Alright, this range is especially irritating, I would say. There's a lot of whipsaws, a lot of swinging, whipping around. So, and right now it is clearly a good sign. It is climbing upwards. In any case, alright, just understand that the rebound right here is especially important, right? As I have mentioned a lot of times, very important level to take note of at about 1770, or rather between 1760 and 1780. And of course, this neckline of a previous double bottom that sent the price all the way up, and then it pulls back all the way, found support, and now we are seeing a pretty strong rebound, finally breaking out of this consolidation. As you can see right now, this entire area has no resistance. There are no orders within this area, which means to say right now the price has break above the high right here at 1824.25. We are very confident that today we can see the price go all the way up, alright, to the top right here, or reaching the equilibrium level at about 1850, 1860. So the trading plan for the gold is definitely to buy. It's just that right now, if we want to buy, the pullback will be very, very small. Alright, in fact, if you really want to buy, you can try to buy the breakout right now. I mean, that is, but of course, that is not how I always plan my trade. We always wait for pullback. So right now, you can see that there is a breakout of this very tiny consolidation right here. And so if it's able to break out, eventually go a little bit higher, all you got to do is wait for a pullback and a retest of this area itself at about 1829, 1830. That's where you can look to buy again. It is really hard for the price to come back lower. But in any case, if it, even if it does, the lowest it can get, alright, will be somewhere right here, 1880. That will be definitely the best price to buy gold. So you can try right here. If it fails, then of course you know where to look to buy again, right? 1820 to 1818. This region itself, right, will be the best price. But if we do not want to miss the opportunity, right, 1828 is already giving you a pretty good chance to long the gold again, and waiting for it to go parabolic. Alright, so the trading plan for today, right, look for buying opportunity 1828. Alright, if you want to go aggressive, and you know that the price is going to go up very fast, alright, maybe you just set it somewhere just right below this consolidation, right? So that will be about 1822. And in terms of the profit target, alright, you can hold it for like somewhere like 1:1, so about 1837. But eventually our main target will be all the way to this level, to the equilibrium level, 1855, 1860. Alright, back to this previous important support turn resistance level into the equilibrium level. That's where we want to go, because again, as I've mentioned, this area itself has no orders. Alright, there's no resistance. The price will go up very fast eventually. Okay, but of course, look at this. I also see that there's this 252 moving average that could be a resistance. So that this will be the first level I think you want to take note of in terms of take profit. But it's able to break higher, then your final or your main target will be 1854 or 55. Alright, so that is the trading plan for the gold. Alright, so moving on, we have the Nasdaq. Nothing new right here. Price is still climbing. within this channel, well supported by all moving averages. Basically the market is just buying every dip the market presents. So in the 1 hourly time frame, the best level you can ever get is when the price pulls back right into this region between the 252 and 126 moving average. Alright, use this zone as a support for the best entry, and then you can go for the buy from there, and then you can just buy from there. Right, very straightforward. There's nothing new, and of course, based on the testimony we have from Fed Chair Powell, they're going to continue to ease the market. Ease the monetary policies. Hot money is still going to come in, and the stock market likes it. So we have no reason to sell at this moment. But definitely, I still want to remind everyone of you that the stock market is definitely looking very overheated. Just in a smaller time frame, you can always risk little, wait for a significant pullback, right, before you try to enter. So in this case, obviously this level right here is one of the best area we can look for. By the time the price reach here, right, the 252 moving average will be somewhere right here already. So to be exact, the trading plan, right, about 14,800 is where we can buy. Stop loss just right below the 252 moving average. First take profit level, I think there's a lot of buy and selling happening right here. So this will be first level, 14,912 or just 14,900. Main targets back to the previous high, and once the price continues to trend, all right, just do the same thing, duplicate this, and your final target will be somewhere right here, 15,060. Alright, so the trading plan for the Nasdaq, very straightforward. Alright, moving on, we have the US oil. Well, something happened yesterday. Yes, we are definitely bullish on the oil markets, and yesterday it plunged. So as you can see, the daily time frame, it fell all the way to the bottom of this rising channel. In the 4-day time frame, you can see that there was a very strong breakout of this trend line itself, and prices went all the way down, and even up till now we are not seeing any rebound at all. But I think it's going to come very soon. Usually for the oil, right, if it forms a bearish wave such as this one, and if you measure, you'll find out that the entire wave is usually up to 350 pips. It's over 350 pips, about 388 as well. So once it reaches that much of a volume, all right, you'll reach somewhere right here at this very important demand zone, right? So once the price reaches here, I believe that definitely there will be a chance for the price to rebound. Fundamentally, the oil price will continue to go higher without a doubt. All right, right now it's just too high, and maybe that's one of the reasons. And of course, yesterday there's the crude oil inventory data from the US, the EIA, and well, for some reason their stock actually went down more than forecast. But so it's supposed to tell us that demand is actually higher, but the US oil price fell. So it happens all the time in the markets. You just have to understand this is how the market works when it's too overpriced, and for some reason there's some pretty good data out there, but it will work the other way around, and all you have to do is just to wait for a support and a better price to buy again. So in this case, right, we are just waiting for a little bit more of a downward movement, something like what happened here previously. Remember, we tried to buy somewhere right here, but it went out even further. So let's say we try to buy somewhere right here, then we will be repeating the same mistake, which is not what we want. So we are now waiting for an extended fall until it reaches this demand zone, right? If at least achieving about 350 pips for this entire bearish wave, then we will look to buy from there. So the trading plan is to buy somewhere right here, 71.3. Stop loss, all right, you got to give it a little bit more, just right below this demand zone, or below this low right here. Okay, and then your first take profit level, okay, when it rebounded off and when it retraced from a strong trend, usually the retracement can be up to 170 pips. All right, about that. Again, you can just go and do your measurement. You'll be able to understand. And anyway, just nice. That is where we where the price break below these supports and the demand. I mean, you can see it's a very important one. And so that will be the very that will actually be the main target, I would say, in terms of our first take profit level. We want to look at somewhere right here instead. That will give you already a 1:1, and the main target is right here, 73.3. And our final target, if the price is able to go higher, all right, we just want to take note of this because it might eventually form something like a symmetrical triangle. And so the final target will be somewhere back to this area, all right, where the price broke out very strongly from this rising trend line. All right, so that is the trading plan for the US oil. All right, last but not least, we have the Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin is still, stuck at a low at the bottom. Volatility is especially low. Yesterday we saw that the Bitcoin rebounded off from the low, but right now we are still seeing rejection from this trend line itself. Let's just go into the 4-hour time frame, and you can see very clearly a rejection right here. Highs and lows are getting lower in this case, and so right now it's still kind of bearish, but you can see that every time it pulls back and before it actually really start to fall, there's always like two waves of a pullback. Right, you can see somewhere right here as well, right here as well. So we can kind of expect the same thing to happen, and somewhere right here will be pretty good for us to sell, where there will be supply, and of course, all right, supported by this trend line or resisted by this trend line. So this is where we can look to sell the Bitcoin again, and eventually we are expecting to go all the way back down to retest the demand zone right at 30,000 itself. So the trading plan, right, very simple, is to wait for the pullback into this area. All right, in fact, I think we can just put a Fibonacci somewhere at about 78.6%. All right, between 61.8 and 78.6% will be the best price to actually sell. So we'll look at about 61.8% or slightly higher. That will give us about 33,000. Let's make it 33,600. Right, that's where I want to sell. The stop loss, right, just sell it right at the high or slightly lower is fine. In terms of a first take profit level, right, when it comes down, all right, somewhere right here, right, back to this support, as you can see, that will be our very first level. And if price goes down further, our main target, all right, will always be back to the previous low. Usually when it reaches here, there will be some form of rebound as well, right? So second level, and finally our final target will be all the way back into this demand zone, right? 30,000 will be the final targets. But of course, I think to be safe, 30,500 will be good enough, right? All right, so that is the trading plan for the Bitcoin, and that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what we do right here, do hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you again tomorrow.